Well, the Marks, Mississippi man who changed the game for global overnight delivery passed away this year. FedEx Corporation founder Fred Smith died at 80 years old in June. Smith was born in 1944 in Marks, Mississippi before going on to earn his undergraduate degree at Yale College, where he ultimately began laying the groundwork for what would become Federal Express, which began in 1973. During Smith's tenure, the company grew into an $87.7 billion corporation. Now, Smith stepped down as CEO of the company in June of 2022. Outside of FedEx, Smith worked diligently in helping the community in Memphis, most recently pledging funds for renovations to Liberty Stadium. Now, the Memphis Shelby County Airport Authority Board of Commissioners formally submitted to rename the Memphis International Airport to Frederick W. Smith International Airport and is just waiting for the FAA's approval. Since Smith's death, now his son, Richard Smith, has been elected to join the company's board of directors. Now, Susan, you are very immersed in information on FedEx founder Fred Smith. I'd love you to lead it off here, just his impact into the Mid-South.
Well, for full confession, I never had the privilege of meeting Fred Smith as long as I've been involved in this community. But I always knew of Fred Smith since back in the 1970s when he and a group of 3 other really young leaders, Pitt Hyde, Ron Terry, and Mike Rose, set our community on a good path towards success. But Fred Smith, of those 4, he was one of the creative geniuses. He understood, he knew even from college what he wanted to do. And he created a company that employed more people in Memphis than any other company, if I'm correct.
You're right.
And if it weren't for, and I want to make this point really quickly, when Delta Airlines dehubbed the Memphis airport 15 years ago, if it were not for FedEx, the Memphis airport likely would have withered and gone away. So he really saved our airport. So to name it after him is truly an honor well deserved. But
yeah, that's hard to imagine just because I wasn't here when Delta was the hub here, so I've only seen it the way it is now. But that's incredible.
Honor well deserved, most certainly. 3 quick points though about Fred Smith. Number 1, Mr. Grit and Grind. Give me an idea, tell me it can't be done, I'll show you how to do it. That's what I love about his story. Number 2, he blessed this economy. Let's be honest about it. No FedEx in Memphis, Tennessee. You see a lot more poverty than exists today. Number 3, he embraced African-American corporate success and promoted African-American men and women across this city into key positions, and they became the face of FedEx in some public spaces. And as a corporate executive, I can appreciate that. He was an open door policy. It wasn't about DEI, it was about qualifications.
There you go. Last note, Otis.
Yeah, everything that they said. But as someone who spent 12.5 years at the University of Memphis, Fred Smith's imprint and footprint at the U of M is astronomical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has really been a godsend for that university in so many different ways. FedEx Institute and everything else, the sports and helping it to be a Carnegie One institution. Fred Smith is really the person that you give for that. I do still think, and we talked about this a little bit, let's keep the name Memphis, though, in the name of the airport. Fred W. Smith, Memphis International. I mean, it's not too long, but let's keep Memphis there so people will know what we're talking about.
It keeps Memphis in the mind and on the map.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you all did Fred Smith proud. Thank you for that. I learned something new. All right, we looked at the stories of 2025. When we come back, we're going to have predictions for the biggest stories of 2026. Stay with us.